Hey Theo, this question is for Whitney.
Hi.
If she could hook up with one current comedy store comedian, a regular, who would that be? And
Just
why?
to have sex with, or
And
to?
that is all.
Is this to have
Thank
sex
you
with?
very much.
Oh, thank
Have
you,
a
sir.
lovely show.
Love you.
Whoa, dude.
Hey, Theo.
Quit stalking her, first of all.
Or continue stalking me. Add to cart. Download my shit. I don't give a fuck.
Joey Diaz maybe would be good.
I love Joey Diaz. Is this just to have sex with, or is this to like marry?
I don't know. So I think
What
you
does
can make
hook
it your
up
own
with
thing.
even mean anymore?
I think these days it just means at least
How
look into
old
the
am
eyes.
I that hook up to me means like the one I want to marry? Fuck out of here. So sad. How sad is that? I don't do that. I was with.
That's so funny.
I like.
I don't even know if that's
And
believable,
I'm literally
but
like,
it's
who
played so well.
seems like they have a good credit score. I love Joey Diaz. That feels so weird because it feels like incest to me. Like comics to me feel
Right.
so platonic.
So say even a platonic husbandship that you had to be in with someone with.
Oh God, this is gonna get me in trouble. I feel it. Bryan Callen.
Wow.
Joking. I mean, Brian makes me laugh. Brian.
Oh
definitely
yeah, Brian makes me laugh. He
Yeah.
just has this gift. It's almost like
Yeah.
you ever seen Tinkerbell? Like it's like Tinkerbell's like inside of him. You know, like you know how Robin Hood has Tinkerbell.
Well, you know what it is? It's like so
Is it
much.
Robin Hood?
Oh yeah, yeah. Or the like
Peter Pan.
Yeah, that's on their shoulder.
Yeah, he's just
kinda
always
thing.
like, yeah, he's always ready to, like he doesn't even fucking sleep.
It's like yeah.
He just hides behind a piece of ice all
He's
night.
like a jester.
Yes.
You know, he's like I think that a big part of being a comic. By the way, I did have a self tanner fiasco, so I'm worried people are looking at my hand.
Nobody can see us.
You're like, this isn't recording, you fucking idiot. I think such a big part of being a stand-up is making the audience feel like they're safe with you.
Right.
Right? Like
Right.
they're in good hands.
Right.
You know, and when you trip up or you're like looking at your notes, all of a sudden they're like, uh-oh. Like this person might not know what they're doing. They might not be in control.
Yes.
Or like they might have a sense of doubt. Like
Right.
that's when you start giving the audience power.
Yeah.
That's why when people are like, oh, you guys don't think that's funny, whatever. I'm always like, don't do that because then you're giving them power.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the curtain has been pulled away and they're in charge.
Yeah.
And you work for them now, right? And Callen, when you're around Callen, you're just like, I know I'm not gonna have to do any work right
Yeah.
now. He's just gonna
Yes.
fucking do gymnastics. He's planking.
Yeah.
His dick's out.
He's
like
planking.
it's he's doing pull ups. Like
Yeah.
he's. I know that I can just sit on the bench.
Yeah, his dick's out, but it's doing Romeo and Juliet.
I remember-
like he's such a fucking unique
He's
character.
English. He's doing an impression of a bird. He's hanging from the ceiling. He's Spider-Man.
Oh, now he's an endangered
scaling a
species.
wall. Yeah, I'm like, I just don't have to do shit right now. It's like I just get to go on a vacation.
love
I don't have
that.
to even have a conversation because he's gonna do some fucking vagina monologue.
Yeah, that's
he's
true.
doing like I just have to do. It's just so I could live with someone like that where I feel like
Me too.
I'm just being served.
Me too. I could be in a platonic three-way marriage with you and Bryan Callen.
Who would you date? Have you ever dated a comic?
I don't know. Schumer and I dated for a little bit.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she and I did it right before a movie came out, and it wasn't. I don't know. Between us, honestly, I just didn't. It didn't. She didn't leave me. I just didn't. I didn't end up trusting her. Like she always like wanted me.
Were you a boyfriend and girlfriend exclusive?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I felt like I just was like, at a certain point, I felt like it was a little bit of like a puppet, kind of just like a little sex puppet, you know. At a certain.
Isn't that
point.
like every guy's dream?
But it wasn't my dream.
Oh.
You know, kind of. I don't think.
How did it
But
end?
she used like this, or she didn't use it, but we talked about like this bigger idea, like this bigger kind of thing, you know. So.
Of what? Being together in a bigger way?
Yeah, and she would like bring it up some. It was like maybe 3 or 4 months, you know. But we'd always been sweet on each other for a long time. Like we'd been like sweet on each other for like a decade.
Aw.
Because we did a show for Comedy Central together a long time ago.
Oh, the one with Bert?
Yeah,
Oh,
me, Bert,
yeah.
Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, I remember
her.
that. I just remember that show because I remember one day Bert Kreischer showed up at the Improv or something and he was like sweating and he was all red. And I was like, yo, what's going on, homie? He's like, I just drank 2 bottles of soy sauce. I was like, what show is this?
That's so Bert. Yeah, it's still so Bert. Yeah. I mean, he switched condiments, but same Bert.
Like, I just drank 2 bottles. It was
I just dipped a whole can of wasabi. Yeah, dude,
It was just like, wait a second. He's like, no, the show wrapped 6 months ago. I just do it now. It's just kind of my thing. That's my Cialis.
Yeah, I just EpiPen myself right in the nuts.
Okay, so you've dated comics for real.
Not a bunch, really, though. She was really only it.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, it just wasn't, I don't know. She's a little more emotionally efficient than I am.
Say that again in a different way.
She's more emotionally efficient
What does
than
that
I
mean?
am. Like,
Emotions are inherently not efficient, right?
Right. For me, they're not. You know, for me, it's more of like a.
You mean she could navigate them more easily than you?
No,
or
she just like
knows what she wants.
Knows what she wants to, but to the point where for my speed, it wasn't a comfortable speed.
Understanding.
Yeah,
I'm understanding.
It was just.
I'm such a robot. I just went understanding.
Yeah,
that's like what a robot would say. Understanding, processing. Scary. But like, does the idea of dating so you're not intimidated by a woman who does comedy? I think a lot of guys don't love it.
No, I'm not. I think though, I wonder like when it gets to like the sense of like having a family and kids and like more of like having a motherly environment be around.
Yeah, you want
like,
someone that's gonna be home when you're out.
Well, I don't want somebody with that fucking, that Siberian womb.
But you know what? Does that mean old?
No, it just means kind of
cold?
Brisk. Yeah. Definitely brisk,
but
like people hiking in the distance,
but
pictures from far away.
There's
sleigh dogs. I don't want, I want
the epidemic of dating someone who, after you break up, becomes a comedian, or during their relationship with you decides they want to start comedy is rampant.
Yeah,
I dated 2 guys like 2 years ago that after we broke up, all of a sudden they're like, at Flappers.
No way.
It's like, what? Yes.
No way.
Correct. Yes.
Do you think you have that
I know, and I know
pussy?
And I know a lot of
think you do. Do you think you have that?
The guy's name was Mike. That's weird.
No way.
No, I'm joking.
Oh my God. If that would have
No, but like also, and I know a lot of guys who are dating girls, and I don't know if it's chicken or egg. I don't know if they start dating me because they want to be comics and they want to learn how to do it, or if halfway through I somehow make it look so fucking easy that they're like, I can do that. Like, I don't know, but I know a lot of guys who date girls and halfway through they're like, I think I want to start comedy.
Do you think that they feel like if they're not funny enough or they're not in that world that you're not going to want to be with them?
No, I think they just genuinely see that, like, how, they're like, oh, she just goes 20 minutes a night.
Yeah.
This and makes money. Like, this doesn't look hard. She can do it. I can fucking do it. Or it's my fault. I blame myself because I think I learned early on you have to laugh at a guy's jokes, even if you don't think they're funny, because I'm always trying to make sure, you know what I mean? Like that I'm not
somebody okay.
So guys would be corny and I'm like, you're hilarious. So I probably enabled it. Yeah. You're like, well, if Whitney thinks I'm funny, I must.
Yeah, do that thing where you juggle
and
your farts
now I'm like
again.
getting bumped by my ex. At fucking Haha Cafe. Like, God damn it.
I love how cafe is at the end of it. It's people just getting molested in the back. And then suddenly they got lattes.
Like a Parisian cafe.
So
like,
Persian.
What?
That's so Persian. Did you ever date any comedy? You said you didn't.
I haven't dated any comics.
But you're starting them. You're starting them.
Yeah, I'm like a manager. I'm a developmental executive at this point. I'm just a talent.
Yeah, your vagina is just claiming 10% from all these guys. But yeah, who knows? I don't know. I think there is something extremely attractive about somebody that can make you laugh.
I think, but it's also for me, like, it's just like, don't shit where you eat. And like, it's already so hard to do stand up. The only thing that would make it worse if you had to like run into your ex.
Oh, yeah.
In the belly room.
Ugh.
Like working on new material.
Yeah.
Or like having your ex be like, so I'm fucking this girl last night. And you're just like, why did I do this to myself?
Bet it wasn't that good.
Yeah. Like, were you ever there when Gary Goldman and April Macy got in a huge fight at Westwood Brew Co. when he was on stage? I think that's when I was like, I'm never dating a comic, fucking ever. And I love April. I love.
I love her.
I think she's hilarious.
Me too. Her story about her mom and stuff is so
she's
good.
But he's really funny too. I just haven't seen a lot of him lately.
I've never seen Gary before.
You've never seen Gary Goldman in person?
I'm a fan. No, I've never seen him in
what?
person. Yeah.
This motherfucker does 40 minutes on sugar cookies. You're like, how is he coming up with it? Like, it's amazing. Yeah. He did like an hour on orange juice.
That's like, crazy.
How do you write jokes about that? Like how if you brush your teeth and then drink orange juice?
Yeah.
Like
he's he's like Jimmy Schubert a little bit.
But it's it's like this weird art, and he's like 6'4" and like a linebacker body, like, and he does jokes about like fucking Slim Jims, and you're just like, how is it? So he's like. Anyway, so I was at Westwood Brew Co. one night. I can't believe you weren't there. This was 10
all the shitty nights I was there and the one
and
good
that's
night.
The one where you miss. And he was on stage and there were like 2 people in the audience. And April Macy was like, wait, I don't know how it happened, but she was like screaming at him on stage. It was fucking incredible. And he's like, fuck you! Like, It was amazing, but I was like, I'm never dating a comic. That's what it's going to turn into. Can you imagine the only thing worse than fighting with your boyfriend or girlfriend is doing it in front of college kids and other comics at 1 a.m. on a Tuesday.
And they don't know either one of you. They're like, well, these fuck-ups. Oh, these people are fucking? At least let us watch that.
And they're in their 40s. Just like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
Like, what a nightmare.
We're going to hell. I think we're going to hell. That's what I'm most scared of.
I think April's dating someone. They're not together anymore. She's fine.
No, we're going to hell. Everybody,
we are?
the whole group.
Oh, all comics?
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, if I was in a fight with my ex and I was about to go on and, like, work on new material and then he fucking shows up with his girlfriend?
What great material you'd get out of it. Can you imagine that?
I would lose my fucking shit. Did you ever see when Mark Maron and Dove Davidoff got in a fight in the OR? While
they didn't date.
While Dove was while Dove was on stage, or while Mark was on stage, and then they got in a big fight. Yeah, that's the kind of shit where you're just like, you know what? This is worth it. Like, one day I'll be able to tell that story.
Yeah. I've had to listen to Mark, though. It's been hectic sometimes.
Yeah. I once yelled at Dove. Were you there the night I yelled at Dove at the comedy
What
store?
you yell at Dove for?
Where have you been? I feel like we missed like 4 years.
I feel like we missed every fucking year. I feel like we never really have crossed that much.
You weren't
past.
there the night that I yelled at all the comedy store comics and told them to class it up.
That's such a Connecticut thing to say.
What does that even mean?
That's like somebody from France would say.
I lost my shit one night because it does take a toll on you. Like, there were no female comics at the comedy store for so long, and it was like me and like 10 dudes, you know? And like, I was in bad relationship after bad relationship, and I think I had maybe a guy I was with had cheated on. I think we had broken up, and he just like slept with someone like the next day or something, and I was angry anyway, and like I didn't have and I went in and I saw like someone was there and talking about brought a different girl from the night before. Like, I don't think I'd done anything wrong, but I just snapped. Like, it triggered me, and like I have all sorts of like.
At Westwood Bruco?
No, but this was the comedy store in the parking lot. I was like, you need to class it up. Everyone needs to class it up around here. Like, I snapped. Like, I was talking to my dad, but I had to take it out on, the fucking OR hallway. Everybody I screamed at. Everyone
it's just Doc out there in the parking lot.
Like, he's just like, what are you talking about? Yeah, bitch. Like, I park your car.
What did they say? So how was the fallout
I think they learned I think they understood that it was like, my shit, and that it was taking a toll on me to see these single guys every night living the way they live, which is like no judgment. I think it was starting to like just wear on me. I think it was part of the reason I also leave so fast, because I'm like, I don't want to see cheating. I don't want to see any of that shit.
Do you feel like you want to see guys be better than they are? I don't
have any judgment. Sometimes. Like, if you're not raping anybody, like if you're cheating, that's your business. That's between you and your wife. That's not cheating's not illegal.
Right.
Like, if you're my friend and I think you love your wife and I know you're gonna lose her, like that's a bummer. Maybe I'll say something if you have kids. But now, like, and if you're famous, like,
it's risky.
There's a lot of people's jobs are at stake, and so I'll feel bad, but it's not my business. It's none of my business. But that night, I just lost it. Because I think that the problem is being around
class it up,
but also guys think of me as like a bro. So guys are like, yo, I just smashed this chick last night. I'm just like, don't tell me. Like, it really fucks up my paradigm of the world.
Right.
It's not healthy for me to hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Because I have to go out and date guys.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear like how the sausage is.
It's just spinning. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like Dove and Ahmed and they
all
Mike Young. I remember Mike.
That's a ladies' man, bro. That is a Bermuda Triangle. A vagina will go missing in between those three men. That is a Bermuda Triangle.
I remember like Mike Young walked in. And I was like, and you,
Mike fucking Young comes in,
and like, but he wasn't. I don't even.
And he's like, hey,
like he was just the nicest guy. And then, but I remember, there was somebody. I think it was like Al Madrigal came in, and I was like, you're fine.
Oh my God, you're fine.
You're good. Yeah. Like, it was just like...
Yeah. You sell shoes.
You're cool with me. The rest of you... I literally was... I don't even want to raise my arm because I don't want to show my sweats. I was doing a helicopter. I was like, we need to class it up in the parking lot.
Like P.D. Pablo.
It was bat shit crazy. I mean, no one has spoken of it since, and no one even has the audacity to like make fun of it or bring it up because it's just too dark.
The guano. It's going to be called the guano episode. Bat shit crazy. That's what this is
was batshit crazy. Those were the days of the store where it was like shit was so nuts.
Oh, it was crazy.
I remember I would go up at like 1 a.m. I learned a lot though. There was one time, this actually changed my life. I think it was around the same time actually. I was going through some shit, and we were in the audience at like 1 a.m. There was this woman in the audience, like 3 like black women in the back, and I was talking about like I was having a real moment. I would just go on stage and like read text messages to the audience, be like, should I respond to this guy? Like I was just like, it was.
Oh, anybody could be in there.
It was just insane. I was going up at 1 a.m. It wasn't about comedy. I would just literally go up like.
Yeah, one person was a hat maker. That's who was on stage. I'm like, what?
Oh, do you remember there was a fight? Remember that time Byrne and Brett Ernst got in a fight in the audience? Someone charged Steve Byrne while he was on stage, and they fought the guy. And this was back before food. There was no food. There was no food. There was no audience. And when you used to walk on stage, and you'd like trip over a chair.
Oh yeah.
You'd come off stage and just fall. Like it was so dangerous, emotionally, physically, all of it. There was no food. I don't think there was even drink. People just brought in brown paper bags full of fucking.
People were just saving spit in their mouths.
Just like makers. Just like, what is this?
People were making water in the back.
It was insane. There was like there was no men and women's room. It was just one fucking bucket.
It was just people holding each other off of a back dock, just pissing into the lot.
It was a nightmare. And then one time I was on stage and bombing at 1 a.m. And I was like, you guys, this guy, like, he didn't call me back. What should I do? And this woman just went, bitch. She yelled at me. They had no respect for the comics. Bitch, silence is the only language men understand. I was like, yeah. Like, it was like a pep rally, really. It was like an inspirational, I don't know.
No, I love this.
It was crazy. It was crazy.